Welcome to the Contra Costa County Eldercare channel. My name is Stephanie. I'm the Marketing Director for Horizon Elder Law, as well as today's host for the Contra Costa County Eldercare channel. Today we're talking with Bridget Waller, the owner and Executive Director of Hillendale Home Care. Welcome, Bridget.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Can you share with us a little bit more about your background and how you got involved with Hillendale?
Yes, I'm a registered nurse and I trained in England, Charing Cross Hospital, quite a long time ago, and I came to America on a working holiday and liked it and I stayed and went from working in hospitals to home health. So for about 18 years, I would say, I was in home health in this Bay Area and was managing different companies and doing supervisory jobs, etc. And my husband, my late husband, encouraged me to open up my own business. So in 2002, I opened Hillendale Home Care. And I had been managing a home health agency, but with Hillendale, I decided just to do the non-medical, not the home health. Because at that time, almost 13 years ago, there weren't many companies doing just the non-medical, and the ones that were doing it, there were some wonderful companies, but there were also some shady situations, and I thought it would be really good to have a really good quality non-medical home care company. So that's how I got launched.
Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing. So what types of services do your caregivers provide?
We do the non-medical home care, which encompasses all of the activities of daily living that a client would need to be able to stay in their own home. This would be anything from bathing, dressing, safe ambulation, reminding somebody to take medications, maybe some light housekeeping, taking them to an appointment, accompanying them to the doctor, laundry, walking the dog, anything that really would help that individual stay in their own home and be able to function and enjoy their own home.
Excellent.
We we have a variety of clients, some of which just need companionship, and then we have the other end of the spectrum where we have clients that need a lot of care, as in end-of-life hospice care.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a wide variety of clients that need our services.
Are your caregivers trained to care for someone in a home setting, and if so, who provides the training?
Yes, all of our caregivers are trained very well. In fact, I'm a nurse. I have nurses that work for me, and between us, we train all of our caregivers. When we initially meet with a client, we address all of their needs. It goes on a formal care plan, and then the care plan is discussed with the caregiver who is going to be in charge of that care, and we make sure that they understand all the nuances of the care. And being that we are nurses, we add a little bit of extra to that situation because we can share with them, for instance, if someone's a diabetic, if the caregiver is not quite familiar with a diabetic patient, we can give them information and let them understand what they might be faced with if there was a crisis in the home. We also have a school. I opened up a school about 4 years ago now, and we train year-round individuals who want to become certified nursing assistants and home health aides. And then also throughout the year, we offer continuing education classes to the public. So a lot of CNAs that work at the hospitals that are around come to our classes because they have to have so many units per year to keep up their license and keep their license active. So we do a lot of training, and I really enjoy that aspect of how we operate because there's a lot of extra assistance that we offer to the caregivers because they are trained so well.
Well, that's great. So what do you do different or better than your competitors?
Well, I think I've pretty much said in the training, I feel that we really do offer a lot of extra assistance and support to our caregivers. We do supervisory visits. One of the nurses goes out to the client's home, depending on how many hours a client has. They get into a regiment of a supervisory visit, and during that time we update the care plan, we go over anything that's changed, We make sure the client is comfortable with our services. We make sure the caregiver is doing a good job. And there's a lot of extra that we put into that too. We might do referrals to a physician, and all of that we do at no extra cost. We feel that's part of a good quality service. That's how we really manage and take care of our clients and caregivers, and I think we do a really good job of that.
Great. So what is your territory? How far out do you go?
We cover Contra Costa. We go basically over the hill. We go just past Berkeley, sorry. We don't go too far into Oakland. We cover all of the main areas: Walnut Creek, Concord, Pleasant Hill, down Danville, south 680. We cover as far as Livermore, and we also go as far as Discovery Bay. So we have quite a wide territory.
Great. How many caregivers do you have?
At any given time working, we've probably got about 80 people working. That's not to say they're all working full time,
right,
but they're all the ones that they ask how many hours they like to work, and we try and keep everybody busy. And with clients, they all have different needs, different requests of time. Some want just a 4-hour shift a week. Others might need 24 hours, 3 8-hour shifts. So we have to have enough caregivers to be able to accommodate a client's needs and be able to do it as quickly as possible. Because sometimes we get a call on a Friday at 4 o'clock, can you help me? My mother's being discharged, and we need to have enough caregivers in a pool where we could call and help that person out, because usually it's a crisis mode.
Right. Yeah. We know that very well here.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
So without using any actual names, can you give us an example of one of your clients that you've helped that's maybe been a special?
One that really I remember, we all remember, we fondly remember, was an elderly gentleman that he lived in Oregon, and his daughter decided she needed to move him closer to her because although he was physically very fit, he had dementia, and she was really worrying about him, and so she moved him to I think it was Pinole area, and she placed him in a really nice assisted living, but he wasn't happy, and she realized that when he was living in Oregon, he was attending a senior center dancing twice a week, and she just did not have the time because she worked full time and she just couldn't take him dancing twice a week. So she did some research and she found our company and she called us, and we ended up taking this gentleman to 2 different venues, but twice a week for 2 years. The caregiver would pick him up from his assisted living. He'd always be ready with his lovely bow tie and just look wonderful, so excited to go. And he just truly loved to go. And she would either dance with him or she would try and get him to have ladies to come up and help him. And he had such a wonderful time. And that's it really improved the quality of his life. 2 years we did that religiously, and he declined after that, so we ended that service. But that was just a wonderful. We all enjoyed taking care of him. In fact, I took him dancing once.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, he was wonderful.
Well, thanks for sharing that story. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
Well, I would just like to say I really appreciate the chance to meet with you and share with you Hillendale Home Care, and I think what you're doing in your company is wonderful too, because everybody shares the responsibility of elder care. It's such a complex situation to be in, and I think you're doing a wonderful job too, and I really appreciate you having me here today.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time and coming here
You're welcome.
And sharing more about Hillendale and yourself. It's been a pleasure getting to know you better.
Thank you.
If you would like to get more information for yourself or a loved one, you can find all of Hillendale's information on their main elder care channel, which includes a link to their website, or you can contact Bridget at Hillendale Home Care at 925-933-8181. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you have a wonderful day.